6 stories at 6. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting you the latest. Let's start with the top stories we are tracking right now. Election Commission announces the voter list revision SIR rollout in 12 states in phase 2. Waqf war in poll-bound Bihar, RJD says will throw Waqf Act in dustbin if voted to power. Big backlash over Vijay Vargiya's remark. Republic confronts the MP minister after he blames Australian cricketers. New twist in Satara doctor suicide probe. Fresh claims highlight that the deceased doctor was pressured to prepare a false report. Double trouble for cornered Pakistan. Well, Pakistan Taliban releases video urging the TLP to join war against the Pak government. And Indian Army celebrates its 79th Infantry Day. Today, we honor the courage, the sacrifice, and the spirit of the Indian Army's infantry. And viewers, in a much anticipated announcement, the Election Commission of India said it will conduct the second phase of the special intensive revision of electoral rules in 12 states and union territories. Addressing the press meet, the CEC Ganesh Kumar has said that the second phase of the Pan-India SIR of electoral rolls will cover 12 states and UTs, including poll-bound West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Puducherry. Here's the latest.
The Pan-India Special Intensive Revision has been confirmed. In a major announcement, the Election Commission of India announced that the second phase of the SIR exercise will start in 12 states.
अब फेज 2 12 राज्यों में या संघ शासित प्रदेशों में आरंभ होने वाला है.
Chief Election Commissioner Ganesh Kumar said that the objective of the SIR is to include every voter in the exercise.
याद रहे, SIR का प्रमुख उद्देश्य है हर योग्य मतदाता को सूची में शामिल करना और अयोग्य को मतदाता सूची से हटाना.
The Election Commission said they will meet political parties and explain the entire process. The top poll body also added that SIR will be conducted in similar lines as Bihar, adding that the exercise was successful in the poll-bound state.
SIR का फेज 1 समाप्त हुआ
और इस चरण की सबसे बड़ी खूबी यह रही कि बिहार के 7.5 करोड़ मतदाताओं ने बढ़ चढ़कर पार्टिसिपेट किया. सबने मिलकर मतदाता सूची को शुद्ध बनाने का कार्य किया और नतीजा आपके सामने है. 0 अपील्स, अर्थात बिहार की मतदाता सूची अधिकतम शुद्ध मानी जाएगी.
CEC announced that electoral rolls in states undergoing the special intensive revision will be frozen at midnight tonight. He said that voters in these states will later receive unique enumeration forms containing all relevant details for verification. The Chief Election Commissioner highlighted that over the years, frequent migration, duplicate voter ID cards, non-removal of deceased voters, and wrongful inclusion of foreigners have impacted the accuracy of voter rolls. He said that the ongoing exercise lists in the 9th such exercise since independence. He noted that the last nationwide SIR was conducted 21 years ago between 2002 and 2004. As the Election Commission announced the SIR roadmap, the opposition parties have launched a sharp attack on the poll body for rushing through the decision and calling the move politically biased.
And we must move ahead right now. Political storm has erupted in Bihar as we count down to the elections. Many controversial comments are made by RJD leaders on the Waqf bill during their campaign. Viewers, RJD leader and opposition chief ministerial candidate Tejasvi Yadav said that if Indy bloc comes to power, the Waqf Amendment Act would be repealed. Waqf bill debate has heated up the Bihar's election campaign already. keeping tensions high as the first phase of polls are starting from November 6th.
In a bid to woo Muslim majority areas ahead of Bihar Assembly polls, Mahagathbandhan CM face Tejasvi Yadav vowed to scrap the Waqf Amendment Act if his alliance comes to power.
बता देना चाहते हैं कि सरकार बनेगी तो वक्फ बोर्ड का कानून का जो बिल है उसको कूड़ेदान में तेजस्वी फेंकने का काम।
He made the same remarks at multiple rallies, calling the measure part of a broader assault on constitutional equality. Following the comments, multiple BJP leaders launched sharp attacks on Tejasvi Yadav and the RJD, defending the Waqf Amendment Act and calling the statements irresponsible and misleading. It all began with Amit Shah's rally in Bihar, where he praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi and said this election is about ending Jungle Raj.
ये बिहार का चुनाव किसी को विधायक बनाने के लिए, मंत्री बनाने के लिए, मुख्यमंत्री बनाने के लिए नहीं है। ये बिहार का चुनाव बिहार में जंगल राज को फिर से न आने देने के लिए है।
JDU National Working President Sanjay Kumar Jha also weighed in, reminding that the Waqf bill has been thoroughly reviewed by a joint parliamentary committee before being passed into law.
देखिए, ये जब बनाया गया तो हमारी पार्टी ने भी सुझाव दिया था कि जेपीसी बनना चाहिए। जेपीसी बना और जेपीसी में सब लोगों ने सुझाव दिया और उसके बाद उसको रिकमेंडेशन के साथ इसको पास किया गया। कानून जब भी बनता है, कोई भी कानून, तो संविधान की बात जो लोग करते हैं तो कानून है, वो सब पे लागू होता है। तो इस तरह कोई कानून यहाँ फेंक देंगे, वो कर देंगे। और वो पर्पस तो यही था ना वक्फ का कि वो दान के लिए दिया गया और उनके उस समुदाय के इंटरेस्ट में काम हो। तो सही, इसमें गलत क्या है? वो मौका उनको आएगा नहीं जो कानून को फेंक देंगे।
RLD leader Maluk Nagar also reacted, saying Tejasvi Yadav's remark showed a lack of understanding of the Waqf bill and the country's constitutional framework.
देश की संसद ने जो कानून बनाया उसमें अगर कुछ छोटी मोटी कुछ खामी थी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसको दूर करा, दुरुस्त करा और उसके बाद भी अगर कह रहे हैं कि हम डस्टबिन में फेंक देंगे तो तुम्हें देश के फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर का फिर जानकारी नहीं है। तुम संसद के और सुप्रीम कोर्ट के खिलाफ कैसे जा सकते हो? या सीधा सीधा ये कहो देश के संविधान के अनुसार संसद को और सुप्रीम कोर्ट को जो पावर है आप उन्हें चैलेंज कर रहे हो। तो क्या हम ये माने कि तुम देश के संविधान को मानते ही नहीं हो?
Tejasvi Yadav also faced criticism for not naming any Muslim deputy chief minister from the influential Muslim community.
अरे ये क्या सुनने में आ रहा है कि महागठबंधन में मुस्लिम को उप मुख्यमंत्री बनाने की कवायद? अरे भाई सीधा सीधा बोलो ना। लालू यादव ने शहाबुद्दीन को बनाया, अब तेजू बाबा उसामा को बनाएंगे कि उसामा साहब उप मुख्यमंत्री बिहार, मेड बाई तेजू बाबा। वाह।
The Waqf bill debate has heated up Bihar's election campaign, keeping tensions high as the first phase of the polls are starting from November 6th.
And viewers, Republic TV has confronted the Madhya Pradesh Urban Development Minister Kailash Vijayvargiya. This comes just after the MP minister received a major backlash over his recent remarks on the molestation of 2 Australian women cricketers in Indore. Speaking to Republic TV, the Madhya Pradesh Minister Kailash Vijayvargiya addressed the recent incident involving Australian cricketers in Indore, saying that the Congress is politicizing the incident. Republic TV has confronted the Madhya Pradesh Urban Development Minister Kailash Vijayvargiya. Vijayvargiya had received major backlash over his recent remarks on the molestation of 2 Australian women cricketers in Indore. Delivering a shocker, Vijayvargiya, instead of reacting to the security lapses that led to such an incident, appeared to blame the victims.
कोई सा भी खिलाड़ी हो कहीं पर भी जाता है, जैसे हम लोग भी बाहर जाते हैं तो कम से कम एक लोकल आदमी को तो बताते ही हैं। खिलाड़ियों को भी इससे मेरा ख्याल है कि ध्यान में आएगा कि अब भविष्य में हम कभी भी अपना स्थान छोड़ें तो हमारी सिक्योरिटी या लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को बता के निकलें, क्योंकि क्रिकेट खिलाड़ी का बड़ा क्रेज़ है और क्रिकेट खेल ऐसा खेल है जैसे जो इंग्लैंड के अंदर फुटबॉल खिलाड़ियों को भी अपनी लोकप्रियता का एहसास नहीं होता। खिलाड़ी बहुत लोकप्रिय होते हैं, इसलिए वो भी ध्यान रखें जब भी कभी घूमने जाएं। ये घटना हो गई, ये सबके सबक के लिए, हमारे सबक के लिए भी है और खिलाड़ियों को सबक के लिए।
Speaking to Republic TV, Madhya Pradesh Cabinet Minister Kailash Vijayvargiya addressed the recent incident involving Australian cricketers in Indore. Vijayvargiya said that while the players themselves bore some responsibility, the matter was being unnecessarily politicized by the Congress.
जो इस प्रकार का परसेप्शन बना रहे वो मूर्ख हैं, उनमें अक्ल नहीं है। यदि अक्ल नहीं है तो मैं अक्ल बांटने का तो काम करता नहीं हूँ, पर इसकी विषय की गंभीरता को समझना चाहिए कि इससे पूरा देश शर्मसार हुआ है, इंदौर शर्मसार हुआ है, हम खुद शर्मिंदा हैं और वो इस पर राजनीति कर रहे हैं। ऐसे विषय पर राजनीति नहीं होना चाहिए।
Vijayvargiya's comments had triggered widespread backlash. Leaders from opposition parties and women's rights activists lashed out at him for shifting the blame onto the victims of harassment instead of addressing administrative failures to ensure safety for women. The incident dates back to October 23rd when two Australian women cricketers stepped out of their hotel in Indore to visit a cafe. A man on a motorcycle allegedly stalked and touched one of them inappropriately before fleeing. The accused, identified as Akil Sheikh, was arrested within hours following an intensive search operation. As for Vijayvargiya, this is not the first time the MP minister has faced criticism for his remarks. Earlier this year, he drew flack for his comments on women's clothing, saying he dislikes women wearing short dresses. A shocking development from Satara. The mysterious death of a young female doctor who is now under fresh scrutiny as the family has alleged that the female doctor was coerced into preparing a false post-mortem report. Fresh claims highlight that the deceased doctor was pressured to prepare false reports. The family says she was forced to falsify fitness certificates and post-mortem results under police and political pressure. Here's the full story. Viewers, take a look.
A new revelation has come to light in the case of the suicide of a female doctor in Maharashtra's Satara. Fresh claims highlight that the deceased doctor was pressured to prepare a false post-mortem report. The family has alleged procedural lapses following her death and has claimed post-mortem was delayed and that the body was moved without the family present.
उसको पिछले एक साल से लगभग उसने एक साल से बहुत प्रेशर किया जा रहा था। वो पॉलिटिकल प्रेशर भी था और पुलिस कर्मचारी भी है और उसमें उनका जो मेडिकल स्टाफ है वो भी उसमें शामिल है। तो सभी ने उसको बहुत गलत पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट बनाने के लिए या कोई जो भी आरोपी वगैरह आते थे वहाँ पे तो उनके गलत रिपोर्ट बनाने के लिए फिटनेस अनफिटनेस सर्टिफिकेट जो रहता है तो वो गलत देने के लिए उस पर बहुत प्रेशर किया जा रहा था। जिसको रात में 12 बजे 1 बजे भी पोस्टमार्टम के लिए बुला रहे थे, लेकिन इसकी जब डेथ हुई तो उसके पोस्टमार्टम के लिए 6 बजे तक कोई भी ऑफिसर नहीं था।
Speaking exclusively to Republic, Satara SP Tushar Doshi has revealed about chatting between both accused and the female doctor.
इसमें जो वो था वो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव नेचर का था। इसके ये जो गुनाह हुआ है उसने जो आत्महत्या की है उसके हाथ पे जो लिखा है जिसमें सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट और शारीरिक छल का उल्लेख किया गया है उससे उसका वास्ता नहीं दिख रहा, लेकिन फिर भी अगर कुछ वास्ता है तो मुझकी तहकीकात करेंगे।
पोस्टमार्टम का रिपोर्ट बदलने की बात आ रही है सर?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
महिला डॉक्टर का जो पोस्टमार्टम बात कर रही है, परिवार वाले आरोप लगाए हैं कि पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट बदल
गलत है।
मेरे पास मेरे ऑफिस में डॉक्टर संपदा मुंडे मैडम की कोई भी लेखी शिकायत नहीं आई हुई है, कभी भी नहीं आई हुई है। आप हमारा इनवर्ड रजिस्टर भी चेक कर सकते हो, कोई भी शिकायत नहीं आई है। ये यहाँ का वर्किंग कल्चर है, हमारा वर्किंग स्टैंडर्ड्स इतने अच्छे हैं कि कोई भी हमको आके झूठा सर्टिफिकेट दो करके बोल नहीं सकता।
During the investigation, it was disclosed that both the accused and the techie and the PSI Gopal Badane were in regular contact with the female doctor. The suspended PSI was produced before the Additional District and Sessions Court in Fulton. Another factor under consideration is that the female doctor committed suicide at 1:30 a.m. in a hotel, and further investigation as to why she went to a hotel that night is underway.
Viewers, fresh terror storm is brewing deep inside Pakistan. Two banned radical forces, the Pakistan Taliban (TTP) and the banned Tehreek-e-Laibak Pakistan (TLP) are now going ahead and openly calling for unity, threatening to unleash a new wave of internal chaos. With the Shehbaz Sharif government already grappling with several issues, this dangerous convergence could push Pakistan into a full-blown security nightmare.
A fresh terror storm brews across Pakistan. Trouble for Pak, not from the borders, but from within. Two radical forces, both banned, both dangerous, now threaten to unite. Pakistan stares at a new wave of internal chaos. A terror storm is brewing deep within Pakistan. The Pakistan Taliban, the TTP, has made its most dangerous move yet. In a chilling video released from Punjab province, the TTP has openly called on the banned Tehreek-e-Laibak Pakistan or the TLP to join its war against the Pakistani state.
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह तारीख-ए-तालिबान पाकिस्तान के मुजाहिदीन अरसा एक साल तो पंजाब की सरजमीन पर मौजूद हैं। ये सरजमीन सादी और असा इन्हें वारिस हैं। इन्हें तमाम तर वसाइल, इन्हें तमाम तर असास साले हैं। और एक बात साबित है कि पिकेल और बलूचिस्तान के विच तारीख-ए-तालिबान के पाकिस्तान के मुजाहिदीन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह इस नापाक रॉयल इंडियन आर्मी के खिलाफ लोहे का चना साबित है। और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ज़रबा लग गया पैनी को एक और ना तो निकल सकते हैं ना वो उगल सकते हैं। असा पूरे पंजाब से मुसलमान हैं, ख़ुसूसन तहरीक-ए-लब्बैक पाकिस्तान के गयूर कारकुनान को ये पैगाम देने हैं कि तहरीक-ए-तालिबान पाकिस्तान के सफात वाले वास्ते मुक्तदिर हैं, वजह मुक्तदिर हैं और ये गिरती हुई कंध को एक मजीद थका ले। एक कुफरी निज़ाम, एक अमेरिकी दलाल निज़ाम, एक हालात नज़र दे बेचे और अपने मुकद्दस और गरम लहूना इस सरजमीन को इस दलाल निज़ाम तो छुटकारा दिलाओ जिस वास्ते ये मुल्क 1947 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ आजाद किया गया है। अल्लाह ताला सादा और तमाम मुसलमान हामी नासिर हुए।
The video urges TLP cadres to rise up, take arms and fight the government, marking an unprecedented alliance between two radical forces. This comes just hours after Shehbaz Sharif government formally banned the TLP, citing national security and public order concerns. The TLP, known for its violent street protests, extremist ideology and anti-minority campaigns, has long been a thorn in Islamabad's side. But now, with the Taliban's open call for unity, Pakistan faces a new internal security nightmare. Intelligence agency warned that TTP's footprint is expanding rapidly across the Punjab province of Pakistan, the political and population heartland of Pakistan. Reports suggest that several locals have already joined TTP ranks, and guerrilla-style attacks are on the rise in recent days. This comes at a time when Shehbaz Sharif government is already struggling with economic collapse, political instability and rising militant activity along its western borders. It's a double trouble moment, a dangerous convergence of two extremist groups with shared ideology, shared hate and shared targets. The fear now is of a possible fusion of terror on the streets of Pakistan's cities. For Islamabad, this is a security nightmare. A banned political outfit turning into a militant ally and a terror group finding new recruits in the country's own backyard. The Shehbaz Sharif government now finds itself cornered, battling terrorism, economic collapse and rising internal dissent all at once.
And viewers, Infantry Day is being celebrated to commemorate the Indian Army's first post-independence combat mission in 1947 when the infantry landed in Srinagar to repel Pakistani invaders. Infantry Day celebrates the courage, the sacrifice and the role of the Indian Army's infantry, which is also called the backbone of the defense force of the nation.
October 27th is celebrated as Infantry Day, commemorating Indian Army's most successful combat mission. A day to salute the backbone of nation's defense. In 1947, on this day, infantrymen from the Indian Army became the first troops to land at Srinagar airport. The government decided to send one Sikh battalion to protect the region. At that time, one Sikh battalion was airlifted from Delhi. The enemy had reached the outskirts of Srinagar and they were heading towards Srinagar airport. The Sikh troops not only secured Srinagar airport but also pushed the enemy away from the airport. This gallant action, which saved Jammu and Kashmir state, is also remembered as the first official engagement of the Indian Army post-independence. Today, the infantry is modern battle-ready force with the latest lethal weapons and multiple equipments including drones. Infantry is one of the largest division of the Indian Army, consisting more than one-third of the total manpower. The Indian infantry has stood at the vanguard of every conflict faced by India. The nation remains indebted to these foot soldiers who have consistently served as the backbone of the military. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And viewers, that's all we have on 6 Stories at 6, but do not go anywhere. We will be right back. Next, we will go live and breaking.